Hello students of class 7th. Today I am going to start properties of division. Okay. First property is if a and b are two integers, then it's not necessary a upon b is an integer. That means if numerator and denominator are integer, so it's not compulsory that their result should be an integer. Like 16 upon 5, 16 is an integer and 5 is also an integer. Result is 3.2. 3.2 is not an integer. So it's not compulsory that their result should be an integer in division. Like next is 9 upon 4. The result is 2.25. This is also not an integer. Next property is if a is a non-zero integer. That means a is a number and that should be non-zero. So result is 1. That means if we are dividing a number by itself, result will be 1. Like 2 is divided by 2, result is 1. 0.75 is divided by 0.75, result is 1. That means if we are dividing a number by itself, result always will be 1. The third property is if a is a number and we are dividing that number with 1. Okay, like a is divided by 1. So result always will be that number, that is a. If a number is dividing by 1, result always will be that actual number. Like 7 is divided by 1, so result is 7. That will not change. Minus 31 is divided by 1, result is minus 33. Result will not change, it will be same. Now property 4th, if a is an integer, okay, and by this integer if we are dividing 0, like 0 divided by a, so result always will be 0 if 0 is dividing by an integer. But if an integer is dividing by 0, that means this is meaningless. This always will be infinity. Okay, if a number is dividing by 0, then answer is meaningless. But if 0 is dividing by a number by an integer, result always will be 0. Like 0 divided by 7, here 0 is dividing. Okay, so result is 0. But if 7 is dividing by 0, that means denominator is 0. The result always will be meaningless. In denominator there should not be 0, otherwise it is meaningless. Now some properties related to sign. Okay, what should be sign in the division? If numerator and denominator both are positive, then result will be positive. Like a divided by b, a and b both are positive, result is positive. Like 27 is positive and 3 is also positive, result is 9, and this will also be positive because both are positive. Next is if numerator and denominator both are negative, that means like this, the result is also positive. If both are negative, result always will be positive. Like minus a and minus b, result is positive. Minus 27 is divided by minus 3, minus will be cancelled with minus, so result is 9. This is positive. Next is if numerator and denominator, if in numerator and denominator one is positive and one is negative, that means from both if one is positive, one is negative. Okay. If one is positive, one is negative, result always will be negative. If one is positive, one is negative. Like minus a, here numerator is minus and denominator is positive, so result is negative. Similarly here numerator is positive and denominator is negative, so result is negative. That means from both if one is negative, result always will be negative. For negative result, at least numerator or denominator one should be negative. Next, for like example, minus 16 divided by 4, minus 16 is negative, that means result will be negative because 1 is negative. So 4 divided 4 just 16, result is negative. Again here I have taken denominator is negative, so answer is minus 4. 4 just 16, answer is minus 4. Now I am explaining some examples. Okay, divide 65 by minus 13. In the division sign rule I have already explained, if 1 is negative, result always will be negative. 65 divided by 13, 13 5 is 65, so 5 and 1 is negative, so answer is negative. Next is 0 divided by minus 31. I have also explained if one integer is 0 and that is in denominator and that is in numerator, then answer will be 0. 0 divided by minus 31, answer is 0. I have already explained in the property of division. Next is minus 36 divided by minus 1. Both are negative, so answer will be positive. Minus will be cancelled with minus. 1 3 is 3, 1 6 is 6. Answer is 36. Next is minus 23 divided by 23. Okay, 1 is negative and 1 is positive, so result will be negative. What? Negative. This should be negative. Okay, because I have already explained, if 1 is negative, 1 is positive, result always will be negative. That should be negative. Now there are some examples in the form of blank. Okay, first is 72 divided by blank is equal to minus 4. That means we have to find the value of this blank. What should be here? So firstly consider a variable for this blank. I have considered that there is a value x. Okay, so 72 divided by x is equal to minus 4. I have considered x for this blank. 72 divided by x is equal to minus 4. I have considered 1 for the denominator. Okay, after then 72 is 72. This number will be shift here and 4 will shift here. Okay, because of cross multiplication. So 72 divided by 4 is equal to x. This 4 is shifted here. 72 divided by minus 4 is equal to x. Now we know if 1 is positive and 1 is negative, answer will be negative. Okay, so 72 divided by 4 is equal to 80, and that should be negative because 1 is positive and 1 is negative. So x is equal to minus 18. That means in the blank we have to fill minus 18. Next is blank divided by minus 4 is equal to 24. Consider a variable for this blank is x. So x divided by minus 4 is equal to 24. X divided by minus 4 is equal to 24. Now consider a numerator because there is no denominator because there is no denominator 1. Okay, so x multiplied with 1 and 24 will multiply with minus 4. So x into 1 is x. 24 and minus 4. 24 and minus 4, there is multiplication, so it will become minus 36 because plus and minus is minus. That means here should be minus 96. X value is minus 96. Next is blank divided by minus 1 is equal to 36. Again consider a variable x. Okay, so x divided by minus 1 is equal to 36. X divided by minus 1 is equal to 36. Again consider a denominator 1. Now do cross multi. So x multiplied with 1 will become x. 36 and minus 1 will multiply minus 36. So x is equal to minus 36. That means here should be minus 36 as x is equal to minus 36. Okay. Now next is minus 1 divided by 1 is equal to minus 1. Consider a variable x for this blank. That means minus 1 divided by x is equal to minus 1. So again write in this form, minus 1 divided by x is equal to minus 1. There is no denominator, so consider 1. Okay, after then we will do cross multi. Okay, so x will multiplied with minus 1, so x minus 1, and this 1 and this will multiply, this will be 1 and minus 1 is minus 1. So x into minus 1 is minus x, and this is already minus 1. After then minus will be cancelled with minus, so x is equal to 1. That means here should be x. The value of this blank is 1. Okay, thank you.